can sustainability be compatible with Darwinian capitalism?
I actually think that there are multiple grounds on which it can and is. I think the first is environmental sustainability comes from an awareness that there is not enough resource to go around. Everyone who is dependent on the material world, buying things that are grown, that are mined, etc., has to acknowledge that there is some limit to this. And actually the rate at which we're consuming resources is not compatible with an indefinite growth scenario. And so the first thing is just like any business that is concerned about long-term viability has to take some measures to act on that principle. Like however they want to react to it, like that's for every business to kind of figure out. But there is this is a clear sustainability imperative. The next thing is that the physical world is changing. And you don't have to, all you have to do is agree with the science, actually, that climate change is happening and that unpredictable weather events are going to become more frequent. There's going to be a higher probability of lethal heat waves than in the past, extreme precipitation events than in the past, et cetera, et cetera. And that's going to be another source of impact on business. And it is in the interest of shareholders for companies to identify those and start to take actions accordingly. You can add on a third reason, which is for many companies, there are consumers who value sustainability that they should start to think about when it comes to how they position their products, how they communicate, how they develop consistency in brand narrative. All these things are going to be important as well. And that's before I even get to the question of whether sustainability can go hand in hand with any cost savings. I don't mention that one specifically because I find it's often overblown or overcalculated. But, there are multiple reasons why sustainability is totally compatible with a hardcore capitalist agenda.
I like that. And maybe the last one, which, we've spoken about before, but regulatory pressures, even if they are diluting, they still are there.
For sure. And the thing is, you can go ahead with the regulatory pressure because it's there, or you can try and get some advantage out of it. And, like European digital passport is going to be a good one, right? Like you can comply with regulation, or you can kind of say, well, I'm going to have to do that anyway. What can I build on top of this? What value can it bring to me? How can I use this thing that I'm going to have to do anyway to create new value for shareholders? And I think the same is true for sustainability regulation. We're seeing lots of great examples of this, actually, where companies that are working with us because of CSRD or otherwise are finding that actually having great oversight into their data landscape can identify, opportunities that they might have missed. We had a great example just a couple of months ago about someone identifying gas leaks that had a meaningful cost impact because they're monitoring the emissions data, and it was the sustainability team that identified this leak. So there's a strategic way to approach what you would have to do anyway.